No comedy intro this week. You can see the state of my workshop. I am up against it, making sure I get a run in before the first scoreboard Sunday of the 2026 Poor Boys Speedrun Challenge. If you followed my previous videos, you've seen the Hoonigan? No, the Bratarootwo on its big truck tires. Goes great. I mean, it's a really lovely thing like that. That's what I built the truck for, and that is amazing. But I'm not going to speedrun on these. It'll be a disaster. I mean, it'll be quick. For as long as straight line as I can keep it going on, it would be quick. But I think there'll be a disaster. So we've switched over to 85mm Hoons, the same as I ran on the drag hopper previously. It looks a little underwheeled at the moment. I think that's a good thing. It'll get me lower overall. I'm about as low as I can get the suspension and still have a little bit of travel to it. I think I need to have some travel so that I can kind of keep these middle wheels in contact with the road. That is a concern. I think these wheels are going to be spinning like crazy. I've been trying to balance it out, trying to get more on here, however, to do with spaces, etc., to try and really get that dialed in somewhat. We need to take the body off and show you up close what I've done. It's all about limiting the shocks internally. There's a few things I've done about being able to fit the batteries and brace the gearbox some more, that kind of thing. We're running the front end on hexes as well. Those are coming from a hex conversion kit, this kind of thing. And whilst I don't love it, this version is at least quite long because of being on a Monster Beetle body, Monster Beetle chassis. And an exciting thing I discovered is a certain Mr. Tomley had done the same last year. If I take a look at his lovely Grasshopper Evo and just take the wheel nut off. So he was running foams all around, and I wondered what he'd done with his. If we take a look, well, I never. So there you go. Those things are good for 83 miles an hour. So if they're good enough for Tomley, they're good enough for me. And I know there are a few other people who are concerned whether those will hold up and whether they'll stay done up. No additional shims on there, literally just the nylock holding it on, more than finger tight obviously, but there you go. So that was an 83 mile an hour car with those hex hubs. I've got the same kind of thing going on at the rear. Hopefully in here you can see this hex adapter, then it's running through a 12 to 14mm converter before we get to the actual wheel. The shocks I've got set really low, really low. So many internal spaces on there, it's immense. There is just a small amount of travel in here, and I'm expecting really when I'm running that to get completely used up. I wanted to keep some amount of travel just to make sure these middle wheels really do manage to provide some amount of traction and get up and go. Obviously the rears can manage. They're being pressed into the road, no trouble at all. The middle ones, well, we'll see. That's going to be the balancing act for the SRC for me running a six-wheeler. GPS is there. It is screwed in place. It shouldn't go anywhere. Even if those screws give up, well, it's in this fluorescent case. So hopefully I get that back. 130 amp PSC there. Second one there. If I turn the truck around, you see what we've been running all the way through practice, etc. The same Rocket RC Supersonic 8.5 turn 380 cans that I ran on the drag hopper, and I'm certainly going to start out running this time. The change now is we've got battery holders, so these are the same as you get on the Wild Willy. I said they're on the Wild Willy sprue, but they're actually TLO1 pit parts. I think you can see them on the MFA1X. And then I think Richard Vargan is the first person I'd seen with this battery spacer scheme holding a LiPo underneath. I'm running something equivalent to the Ampro support. So this battery tray is totally screwed into the gearbox at this point, and that's non-removable. But with the Ampro style here, I can pull these pins and change the battery that way. What else? I decided I wanted a bit more support for all of that mass hanging out the back. So I've got heavily dremeled down swing arms. There's no swing arm on there, but there is still the columns that go to the gearbox just for an extra mounting, an extra bracing point, just to give it a bit more support. And I think that is everything for it being in speedrun mode. I guess people want to see the ride height of the chassis. It's a bit funky. It's like the front is, probably can't quite tell, but the front of the chassis is canted upwards somewhat. If I do that, there you go. I've got to do a couple of things. Number one, the shocks don't have any oil in them yet, so that's going to change. Number two, I need to put a servo saver, proper servo saver on the servo itself. The one that's on there does not have anywhere enough grunt. I literally bumped a curb with a test run yesterday, and it knocked the servo saver out of alignment, and I struggled to drive it back because it was off at a weird steering angle. So servo saver, oil in the shocks, and we'll go out hoping for, I think 40 mile an hour would be a good start point on this config, and then I know I can go somewhere useful with it. If we're short of that, well, then I'm going to get creative. If we're a long way above, then I might throw a 3S at it today, but I'm not expecting to do that. Welcome to my first run attempt for the 2026 Poor Boys Speedrun Challenge. What we have here is the Bratarootwo. So fingers crossed I'm recording. I am recording, so that's a good start. Skittish. That should be run number one in the books. That's how much brake I've got. Let's have a look what we've got for speed and bank it. Yeah, so that would have been a 44, and it would actually be a very pleasing, pleasant result. Okay, let's go again. Track. Start. End. Read. Start. End. Read. We're ready to go. Start. I am recording. Let's try again. Fingers crossed there's no traffic. There's traffic at the moment, so we're going to have to wait a minute. I'm going to get on the road. See nothing around. That probably counts as a crash. Let's read it and bring it back and get a clean one in. End. Read 44. Start. Up and read 1. Start, and we're good to go. Traffic coming, so we'll just bring it back in. And read 46. So 46 mile an hour. Let me head off everything I'm going to pop the 3S in just so that I get a feel for what's going to happen with 3S, but we are definitely on the way. So we have got two 8.5 turn 380 motors, two 130 amp Rocket RC ESCs, we have two 2S lipos. I guess we can turn it off and I'll pull over and show you. Cool. Right, pull one. I don't need to show this for open class, but we'll show it anyway, just so that you know where I'm at. So these are the same lipos. They are Z 4600 milliamp hour, 100C 7.4 volt. Beaten up. They're both the same. I guess I don't need to show, but I'm going to anyway if I'm changing batteries over. So that's the other 4600, 100C, 7.4 volt. So let's let that cool down a touch, get out the 3S and see where we get to. Thank you for watching.